All right. So for those that were able to make it for the evening tutorial, so let's proceed. There's something I have to say to you guys. The Telegram group, the essence of the Telegram group was for communication purpose. Most times, for the new members and even the old members, you guys don't read the previous messages. And I always pin all important information on the Telegram group. For me to pin any message on the Telegram group, it means it is very important and it's something you have to look at. You understand? There is no point repeating the same questions that have already been answered before. So what you have to do is that if you are not currently updated with all the messages on the Telegram group, what you have to do is when you come, you check and read everything that was discussed by me and your learning peers as well. So for today's tutorial is for those that are going to data science. So let's proceed. Today, we are going to be doing basically installation and the tools that you need. First of all, we have to install Python. You understand? So what you have to do, for those of us, I guess you all know how to use Google. So open your browser, and I recommend using a laptop or a PC or a desktop for this. So what you have to do is open your browser and type python.org. We are basically installing two things today for today's tutorial. So I want you guys to get all these softwares installed. So that when we come back on Monday, we'll start the actual learning. But you can't learn without having the right tools that you need to learn data science. So let's start. So type python.org. You can see my URL bar, my address bar, python, python.org. Type it on the address bar, click on OK, and take it to this page. What you have to do now is to go to this downloads. You can see this tab here, downloads. So once you go on downloads, you see all release, source code, Windows, Mac, all those ones are not necessary. One thing about going to this python.org website, it's automatically detects the Windows version, like the operating system version. If you are using Windows currently, for this tutorial, I'm using Windows for this tutorial. That's why you are seeing download for Windows. And the current version of Python, it's Python 3.10.2. But if you are using Mac or Linux or any other operating system, it will detect the operating system for you and to give you the installer file for that particular OS. So if you are using Mac OS, you are going to see download for Mac. If you are using Linux, you are going to see download for Linux as well. So what you have to do now is, since I'm installing it on, I'm doing a fresh Python installation on this PC, what you have to do now is to click on this download Python 3.10.2. So click on it and wait for it to download. As you can see on the taskbar here, it's currently downloaded. So let's just wait for it to download. So Python has already been downloaded. So what you have to do now is for you to go and look for your download location. In this case, I used downloads as my default download location. So what you can do is, if you are using Google Chrome on the browser right now, you can just click on or press Ctrl J. If you press Ctrl J, what you're going to see, it will take you to your recent downloads. So in this case now, I just click show in folder. And what I have to do is double click on it, of Python 3.10.10. So what we're going to do next is, please take note of what I'm doing right now. As you can see, you see install Python 3.10.2, 64 bits. If you are using, there's one thing what we call system architecture. Usually your operating system come in two versions. It's either you are using a 32-bit operating system or you are using a 64-bit operating system. If I want to ask, how can you know the version of operating system you are using? This is how to know. There are different methods. One thing about operating a computer system is that there are different ways of doing a particular thing. I'll show you the first method. The first method is to press Windows and the E button, the Windows logo button and the E. You click on Windows and E button. What you do is that you click on this PC, as you can see here. You click on this PC first. Then on this empty space, this blank space you are seeing right now, you right click on it and you click on properties. And when you right click on it and click on properties, what can you see here? You see 64 bits and you see x64. X64 is the architecture. if you're using a 32-bit operating system, you're not going to see x32. Sorry to burst your bubble. What you will see is x86. That's the system architecture for the operating system. So I'm using a 64-bit Windows operating system and it's running on a 64-bit architecture. But if you're using a 32-bit, instead of seeing x64, you're going to see instead of seeing, x64, you're going to see x86. x64 is for 64-bit operating system. x86 is for 32-bit operating system. So once you've known your architecture, so what you do is that the essence why you need to know your architecture, so that when you go to python.org website, this particular website, when you click on download, you see different versions. And one thing I have to tell you guys, if you are using most programs, for example, now Python or Google Chrome or any application you are using on your PC, they usually come in 32-bit version and 64-bit version. If you are using a 64-bit operating system, you can install 32-bit programs and 64-bit program. But if you are using a 32-bit operating system, you can only install 32-bit version of your program you are running. Since I'm using a 64-bit operating system, I can install Python 3.10 32-bit version or Python 3.10 64-bit version. So make sure you check the architecture, in this case 64 bits of your operating system, so that you know the particular software to run. Because if you are trying to install a 64-bit program on a 32-bit operating system, it will not run, it will not work. So let's proceed. So what you have to do now is, you can see install now, you see this install Python 3.10 64 bits. What you do, make sure you click on this checkbox, add Python 3.10 to path. It is very important. If you don't do that, you run into error in the future. By default, this box is not included, it's not checked. What you have to do is click on add Python 3.10 to path. Click on it, then you click on install now. You see this install now. So let's click on it and let's wait for it to install. You click on yes. And I'm doing this live now. I have to uninstall my previous Python version. So I'm installing a fresh Python version, Python program for you, so that you can follow up. You understand? So make sure you allow Python to install, and don't forget, you must be connected to the internet for you to download and install. So as you can see here on my taskbar here, you can see I'm connected to the internet right now. So you make sure that you are connected to the internet first, then go to python.org, click on downloads, you see Python 3.10.2 for your operating system. And don't forget, the Python URL website automatically detects the operating system you are using. So in this case, for this tutorial, I'm using Python 3.10.2. So make sure you click on it. And don't forget to check your system architecture before you do anything. As you can see now, setup was successful. Now to Python, you can read all this if you want to actually. Then let's close it. So I have to minimize this now so that you can see. By default, you will not see Python on any of these icons here. Okay. Sometimes it comes with it, like if you click on add to shortcut, but just in case it is not, you can't see it on your desktop. This environment here is called the desktop environment. All these programs here, some softwares allow you to add them to desktop environment by default during installation. By some, it doesn't come with it, but just in case it doesn't come with it, what you have to do, click on this Windows icon here on your bottom left, click on it. Then what you have to do is to type Python. When you click type Python, you see IDLE Python. Then you also see some other things here that comes with it. So in this case now, you see IDLE Python 3.10. You can just click on this arrow here, and you see different options as well. Open, run as administrator, open file location. In this case now, just imagine you don't have Python program on your desktop. You can see now, IDLE Python is there. I already added the shortcuts to my. The essence why you add the shortcut to your desktop is anytime you want to launch Python app like IDLE or this Python as a execution program, instead of you going to this place and be typing Python every time you want to install it, you can just bring it to your desktop here, so that anytime you want to use Python to work, you can just double click on it and launch it. So just in case Python is not on your desktop, this is how you do it. You click on this bottom left here and just type Python. So I'm showing you how you are going to bring it out. You understand? So in this case now, you can see Python folder here. There are different folders here. What you should do is now is look, as you can see this IDLE Python. Click on this arrow here. What you're interested in right now is click on open file location. If you click on open file location, you see all the necessary things that you need. What you do now, the first thing you do is right click on it and do what? Send to what? Desktop, create a shortcut. Then you do that for this other one also. Don't forget, you do that for the IDLE in bracket Python 3.10 bits. Then the second thing you have to do is click on the launcher here, what you use in running Python script. I also use it for typing Python command if you don't want to use IDLE. So that IDLE now is the integrated learning environment. So during the course of the data science program, I'm going to show you more things that you can do with it. But for now, we are just focusing on installation. So what you do now is you take the second one, this Python here, you right click on it. Don't forget, right click. Every between right click and left click. Right click is clicking the right mouse button. Left click is clicking the left. And if you right click on any program or any file, it will give you additional menu. In this case, you can see open file location and a lot of stuff. But what is important to you right now is to right click on send to desktop. We are creating a shortcut. So let me close this my file explorer here. As you can see now, it has been added to desktop. You can see now ideally you can open it and you see that it is working properly and it is functional. So we'll close that. Then this is the second one we added to desktop. Yes, let me just test run to show you guys that it's working. Let me just do a basic computation. 2 plus 2, and when you click on enter, it will give you 4, as you can see. You understand? So let's close it. That's the first thing you have to install for Python. Then the second thing right now that we have to install now is Anaconda. So once again, you can close this window if you want to. What you have to do right now is you can just go to google.com. If you don't want, let me show you one shortcut. If you don't know the website to download a particular file, what you have to do is you can just go to Google and just type maybe the name of the program. In this case, you are trying to install Anaconda. You just click on, as you can see, I've searched for it before. You can see Anaconda Snake, Anaconda Python. You can just type everything Anaconda. In this case now, you see the URL. The first URL that usually comes up during the Google search is the website for it. So in this case now, it is https www.anaconda.com product individual. What you just do, click on this first link, individual edition. So you allow it to run. Then what you have to do, also, I'm using a Windows operating system for this particular tutorial. So by default, it detected Windows. So what you have to do, I already have Anaconda installed and the size for it is 510 MB. I wouldn't want to uninstall it, but what you have to do is download it, click on this download. Once you've downloaded it, after it has finished downloading, you will see Anaconda here as your download history. Then what you have to do is show in history, then run the executable. The executable is the file usually.exe, as you can see here, Python here. If I should right click on this Python program that I downloaded and I click on properties, you can see the extension. The extension here is .exe. Different operating systems have their own executable. For Windows, the executable file for running Windows program is .exe. So in this case, you can see .exe. So using a Linux platform or other environment, they have their own executable too. But in this case, you are using Windows. So what you have to do is make sure you are launching the executable file for the program that you just downloaded. So in this case, what you have to do, make sure you click on download, and the size here is 510 MB. As you can see, it comes with Python 3.9 and it's for Windows, and this is a graphical installer. So if you are using a MacBook, click on this icon here. You can see this Apple logo here. Click on it. If you are using Linux for this tutorial, click on this pigeon icon and click on it and download it. After downloading it, double click on it and install it. After the installation is done, you have something like this. Let me just search for it and see. As you can see now, I have an Anaconda navigator here. You can see. Focus on this cursor. You can see an Anaconda navigator here. Let me open it for you so that you guys will see how it will look like. So let us wait for it to launch. So ignore all those terminal window that is coming up. As you can see now, it's initializing and it's just doing all the necessary things that it needs. So once Anaconda has been installed properly, so let's wait for the application to load. The application is kind of large in a way, and it comes with a lot of the tools that you need for data science. It comes with Jupyter Notebook. As you can see, Anaconda comes with the Anaconda prompt. It comes with data law, which you also use. It comes with IBM WAS Studio Cloud. It comes with Jupyter Lab. It comes with Jupyter Notebook. It comes with a lot of stuff. For those that use PyCharm, if you prefer using PyCharm to do your Python work and your data science work, it comes with it also. The Orange 3 and a VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Then Spider also, Arrow Studio. If you are using Arrow programming language for data science, it comes with it. So this tutorial for today is basically installing what I know that you need. So for the data science guys, we've installed Python and we've installed Anaconda. So when you launch Anaconda, this is how the interface will look like. So let me exit it. And just in case when you install and Anaconda is not on your desktop, how do you do it again? Let me show you again. Click on this Windows icon here, or you can click on your Windows button on your keyboard. If you click on the Windows button, if you come up with this Windows Explorer. So what you have to do is to type Anaconda. Anaconda is Anaconda. As you can see, you have Anaconda prompt and Anaconda navigator. What you just have to do, click on this arrow button here. What you have to do also, open file location and make sure you right click and send to desktop so that you have a shortcut. Because anytime I want to launch Anaconda, I can't be going through the long process. So you can just right click on it and click on what? Send to desktop so that you can have this desktop shortcut here. So anytime I tell you launch Anaconda, instead of doing that long process of typing Anaconda and launching it, what you just have to do is just double click on this Anaconda navigator. You understand? So that's what you have to do. So today's tutorial is not much. So the first thing you have to do is make sure you download the necessary tools for data science. In this case, you are downloading Python, and Python comes with Python 3.10 and IDL, which we use to run our Python code. And also we downloaded Anaconda, you understand? So make sure before our next class, which is on Monday, 8 to 9, same time, same station, same platform, which is Zoom, make sure you have these softwares installed, please. We've already wasted enough time and I'm not waiting for anybody. We've started now till this 15th of December this year. So make sure you do the needful and you install all the necessary tools. Don't come and message me and be telling me you don't know how to install. I already showed you guys how to install what you need to install. And also for the Telegram group, for the new person, make sure you always read the messages. And I can't respond to everybody's message. If you have a problem, if possible, you can give a screenshot it and send it. If I'm not there to answer you, the community, at least one person there might be able to answer you, you understand? But just in case none of the 300 users of Code Army could respond to your question, when I see the message, I will always come online, definitely, and I will respond to it. And please don't call me on WhatsApp. Drop me a message, and when I come on WhatsApp, I will reply you. You understand? So I'll open the channel for everybody to, just in case you have questions before we wrap it up for today's session. So right now. So let me unmute everybody right now. So if you have any question, you can unmute yourself right now and ask the question. Please, only unmute yourself if you have anything to say. So is there any question? Unmute yourself and ask a question if you have any question. If you have any question, kindly unmute yourself and ask the question.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, see, I joined the Zoom link late. I only joined when we were talking about how to put the Anaconda on the desktop. Please, when we get the Anaconda on our system, is there any setup? Please, can you like recap?
No, there's no setup.
Recap, please.
There's no setup. You can
just download
and start using, but don't use it yet, since this might be your first time using Anaconda. You understand? So
yes, it's actually my
record. I started recording the video from the moment I started speaking. So just in case you join in late, after this meeting, I'm going to send the link to this so that you can watch from the beginning. So thank you for that.
All
So
right.
any other
No problem.
person?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, good evening. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, please, I want to ask, this group, is it for the web designing, sir?
No, that's why I said always read the Telegram messages. I pinned on the Telegram message different track and the different days for learning. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday is for those that are into web development. Right, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday is for data science. So today's tutorial is for those for data science. So always read the messages, please, for God's sake. Make sure you read the pinned message. Everything is on the Telegram. Telegram is just for communication purpose. But for every tutorial I'll be recording, I will send the respective video on the right channel. For example, now today's tutorial is on data science. I will send the recorded video on the data science channel on the Discord server. And if you want, in case you have not installed Discord on your device, make sure you go through the message on the Telegram. I'm not going to tell you how to install Discord here. Make sure you install Discord. Follow all the messages that your colleagues have sent on the Telegram channel, and make sure you get your Discord server up and running. And the link is still active, and join as well. So for the particular day that I'll be doing web development tutorial, after the recording of the web development tutorial, I'm going to send the video on the channel for web development. So that way it can be properly sessioned and arranged. You understand? So I hope I've answered your question. So is there any other person?
All right, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, so I tried following up with the installation of Python, but what I got on my PC is after the Python downloaded, the software downloaded, it just went straight to install now.
Did you allow it to? Did you click on? Did you watch the video? Did you
Yes,
did you follow up?
I
Did you check that box, add Python to parts? The second checkbox before you click on it. So did you do that?
Add what?
You didn't watch the video, obviously. You are not following. When I was showing you guys the tutorial video, that's why, if I told, the essence of the tutorial video is just to show you guys, how to install it. It doesn't mean you have to install it with me as I'm doing it. You understand? So what you have to do, uninstall what you've installed before, but obviously you didn't click on add Python to parts. Uninstall it, then watch the video that I'm recording again. Then after watching it, then go back and install it. You understand?
I've not installed it yet though. It just downloaded.
Okay.
So that's why I asked, because I saw something different.
Don't install. Make sure you watch the video and do everything that I did on the video. Then follow it up and you won't have any issue. So,
thank you.
No problem. Any other person? 2 more questions before we call it.
Yes, I do. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. My question is, I have an older version of the Python app, so I don't know if it can be used as well, or do I still need to?
You can use it. You are using Python 3.x, that's from 3.56, 3.5x. So from 3.5 upwards, you do.
I have 3.8.
You can use it, or you could update your version of Python, but it will still work. As far as I don't use Python 2 or Python 2.6, you are using Python 3.0 upwards, so you are good to go. So you could uninstall the previous one, or you could upgrade or update your previous version of Python, or you could do a fresh installation.
All right, thank you.
All right, no problem. Any other person? Last question before we call it up.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, if you want to install the Anaconda, there is an advanced installation option here that has add Anaconda to my path environment variable.
Yes.
Or register Anaconda. So which of them do we?
Don't register. Add to advance and click on next. That's what you have to do.
All right, thanks.
All right. Because if I should start downloading it, this is about 510 MB. If I should start downloading and start doing all the installation, there's no how we'll finish everything with the questions and the rest in 40 minutes. So that's why. But just in case you have any issue and you run into any problem, screenshot the problem you're having and send it to the Telegram group, and we'll do that. So one more question. I think we have 10 minutes left before Zoom cut us off. I'll take one more question before we go.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, please, why installing the Anaconda? I saw install for just me, recommended, then all users, which
All
requires admin privileges.
All users.
So which one should I click?
Click on all
Okay.
users. Any of them could work though, but just in case,
Okay.
if I'm using a particular laptop, I could create another another version of Windows for guests. You understand? So that maybe I have personal files and I don't want anybody that want to use my laptop to tamper with. I could just create another account for somebody so that when you log in, you could create a guest account for maybe your friends, maybe if they want to watch videos or they want to browse and you don't want them to use your own version of Windows, you could create a guest account for them. And if you create a guest account for them, what that all user means is that even when you log out from your account and they log into their own account, they can also have access to Anaconda. So that's the all users. But if you know that you are the only person using your laptop, you can just stick to just me. But if you know that you have different account version on your Windows operating system, you can just go with all user, but any of them could work. So you are good to go. So any other question? So I guess that's a no. So see you guys for the data science guys. See you guys on Tuesday, and make sure you watch the tutorial video a second time and to understand it better. So all further discussion on the sharing of ideas will be continued on the Telegram group. So thanks and have a fruitful week. Bye for now.